Darci Lynn Farmer was born on October 12th, 2004 in Oklahoma City, a quiet place far from Hollywood's glare. From a young age, she displayed a gentle intelligence and a love for singing, often performing for her family at home. Shy and introspective, she struggled with the thought of performing in front of strangers. Music became her escape, a way to express herself safely. But a turning point arrived at a local church talent show where she discovered ventriloquism. This art gave Darci the courage to be seen without fully exposing herself, allowing her voice to emerge through the characters she created. Discovering ventriloquism. At age 10, Darci found ventriloquism, an unusual skill that offered her a secret stage presence. She could command attention while hiding behind her puppets, speaking and singing without showing her nerves. Inspired by Terry Fator, the Las Vegas performer who had won America's Got Talent in 2007, Darci realized that her shy personality need not prevent her from extraordinary achievement. With her parents' encouragement, she began lessons with Lisa Bonaquisti, a young ventriloquist who taught her tone, timing, and stage presence. Hours of practice in front of mirrors turned anxiety into skill, giving Darci a disciplined foundation to shine in public performances, early competitions, and recognition. In 2014, Darci's dedication began paying off when she entered the International Cinderella Scholarship Program and won the Mini Miss title. That year, she performed at fairs and talent contests, stunning audiences with the strength of her singing voice emanating from her puppet characters. 2 years later, her performance on Little Big Shots, singing "I Want to Be a Cowboy Sweetheart" with her cowgirl puppet Katie, went viral online. Millions watched in awe, and the shy Oklahoma girl became a topic of national discussion. Her parents transitioned to homeschooling to manage her growing career, allowing Darci to focus on her performances and the whirlwind attention she was suddenly receiving. Auditioning for America's Got Talent, Darci took a monumental step in 2017, auditioning for America's Got Talent Season 12. With her rabbit puppet, Petunia, she performed Summertime, captivating both judges and audience members. Mel B pressed the golden buzzer, propelling her directly to the live shows, while Simon Cowell called her a once-in-a-generation talent. The audition video became the most watched in AGT history, and within weeks, Darci Lynn Farmer, the 12-year-old ventriloquist, had captured the nation's heart. When she ultimately won the competition, she became America's youngest star, hailed as a symbol of innocence, talent, and joy, though the triumph marked only the beginning of a far more complicated journey. The reality behind the applause. Winning AGT brought instant fame, but it also came with unseen pressures. Overnight, Darci became a product of a massive entertainment machine. Her schedule was relentless, including a nationwide tour, television appearances, and special holiday events. Every aspect of her performance, her voice, clothing, puppet dialogue, and even her smile, was controlled and scrutinized. Despite the public praise, Darci struggled to balance schoolwork, performances, and media obligations. Staffers recall the exhaustion and pressure she endured, with little room to voice complaints. While her audience saw magic and wonder behind the scenes, she confronted a demanding and often unforgiving industry at a vulnerable age. The strain of success. Even as the cameras rolled, Darci faced mounting emotional strain. Relationships with judges shifted over time. Simon Cowell remained supportive publicly, but Mel B, initially her champion, grew distant and reportedly critical behind the scenes. Moments that appeared lighthearted on television sometimes carried unspoken tension. A joke through her puppet revealed more than intended. So guys, What part of I'm singing do you not understand? Though the audience laughed, insiders recognized a subtle plea for understanding. Over the years, Darci's polite demeanor masked frustration and exhaustion, as she fulfilled the expectations of millions while feeling increasingly invisible and unheard. Returning to AGT as a teen, in 2023, Darci attempted a return to the AGT stage through the Fantasy League. This time, she abandoned the puppets and played guitar, performing as herself. Simon Cowell praised her courage, acknowledging her growth, yet others critiqued her departure from the beloved child star image. For the first time since childhood, Darci felt ignored on the stage that had once been hers. The experience highlighted the gap between the affection audiences felt and the pressures imposed by the industry. After years of perfection, control, and approval seeking, she reached a breaking point, realizing that her voice, her ideas, and her artistry needed protection beyond the applause. Taking a stand, Darci's decision to pursue legal action in 2024 stemmed from years of frustration and silenced voice. The lawsuit cited mistreatment, emotional harm, and restrictive control over her creative expression. She described repeated ridicule and the denial of opportunities to evolve as a musician. For years, she had been polite, professional, and eager to please, but her desire to be recognized as an artist, rather than a ventriloquist forever tied to childhood fame, grew stronger. The court documents became a turning point, breaking years of silence. For the first time, Darci spoke directly about the pressures, invisibility, and exploitation that had marked her formative years. A new voice through music. The emotional toll transformed Darci's creative expression. No longer aiming for perfection, she began writing songs about control, pressure, and self-liberation. One unreleased track, reportedly titled "Push Our Luck," drew directly from the courage it took to perform without puppets in the semifinals. These songs became a declaration of independence, asserting that she no longer needed anyone's approval to exist as an artist. Former contestants and industry insiders took note, praising Darci's courage to challenge an entrenched system. Her story drew attention to the broader conversation about young performers' rights, raising questions about fame, labor, and creative freedom in high-stakes entertainment. Returning home to authenticity. By 2025, while her legal case continued, Darci chose to return to smaller stages across Oklahoma, performing under her real name without the spectacle. Fans witnessed a performer unbound by puppets or rigid image requirements, a young woman expressing vulnerability, strength, and artistry. These performances highlighted her growth, revealing an authenticity absent from her earlier, heavily managed appearances. Darci's journey became a story not just about talent or fame, but resilience, self-expression, and courage. Audiences connected with her humanity, proving that real artistry thrives when control and pressure are replaced by freedom and authenticity. A legacy beyond childhood fame. Darci Lynn Farmer's story has evolved beyond the tale of a girl with puppets who won a talent competition. It is now a story about reclaiming voice, identity, and power in a system that often exploits young talent. Through her lawsuit, music, and performances, she has forced a broader conversation about the treatment of minors in entertainment. While the legal outcomes remain pending, Darci's courage and honesty have already created lasting impact. She demonstrates that true magic is not in applause or fame, but in finding one's voice, speaking truth, and demanding recognition as a person, artist, and human being.